Hey YouTube, thank you for tuning into another class with me. I'm Chia. And here we're in the holiday season, as you can see. So I figured why not create a yin yoga class theme around all of the emotions that we get to experience in this time of year. So this is going to be a yin class. When we practice yin, we want to create maybe a 2 or a 4 of intensity in each one of our poses. And even though we're going to be finding our edge, you want to find an edge that is comfortable in a way. And all of this is going to be linked to the water element and the preciousness around this element, and especially its introspective quality. So you're going to be needing a blanket, or it can be a pillow, a bolster, or anything like that, even a towel that can work. I would say kind of like a big towel, and then 2 blocks. So to start, we're going to come towards the end of our mats and make our way into a hero's pose. So press the top of your feet on your mat, and if it's okay, let your hips rest on your ankles to create some compression around the ankle bone, and even some compression in your calf muscles, your hamstrings as well, just to start to target those parts of your body linked to the water element from traditional Chinese medicine perspective. So here we start to tap into our body, of course, and then just notice how you're feeling, not in a shallow way, but more in an honest way. Noticing your connection to the floor, the elongation, your back, shoulders over hips, crown over head straight up to ceiling. Even though we're not trying to create a lot of contraction, we want to be alert right here. And of course, we're going to have the time to rest, surrender, and make this more restorative in a way, so that we can really sink into the poses and explore that quality of wisdom, which is also associated to the ability that we all have to trust in the unknown. Sometimes I feel that many questions come up when we have all these holiday meetings, like, how's your year? Oh, you don't look as good, or like, did you save this amount of money? It can be too overwhelming. I wish we could switch to even more the conversations to something like, how are you? Just simply, how are you? Really coming from that place of caring and nourishing each other. But I get it, that sometimes can be hard. But my point is, shifting from the doubt or the fear that probably came up with all of the questions or comparison, or just like going out and fighting over gifts, or just like getting in line and kind of like, this is for, or I'm stressed about that, or I'm stressed about money, can be too commercial sometimes. And even though I love the holidays, expectations can bring up emotions that can be exhausting. So right here, creating the space to trust that we're enough, that we're complete, and also creating the space to receive any of those emotions that are here right now. If there's joy, if there's comparison, if there's like a teeny bit of a broken heart, if there is excitement, if anything, there's space for everything, but more than anything, there's space for you to trust in your process, trust in your wisdom, trust the unknown. We're going to come into the next pose of the day. So tuck toes, make sure all of your toes are under, including the pinky toes. I've been trying a block between heels and hips. This feels very, very good in my body. So we're gonna come into your broken toe this way. If you need to keep your hips lifted, please do that. So modify as much as you need to so that you can find, as I mentioned to you, an intensity of 2 to 4, and you can be in the pose. Find your edge, but still stay in the pose. Such a powerful pose again because this targets your 3 lower body meridians, your 6 lower body meridians, and the 3 elements of water, earth, and wood. So a lot of emotions right here, specifically worry, fear. And it's a bit of that stress, anticipation, anxiety, even irritability and things like that, angered in a way. So, not that those emotions are bad. We want to find the ways to experience those emotions in a good, healthy state. So, in a good, healthy, balanced amount. We'll be here for a few more seconds. I am enough. I trust my journey. I allow myself to trust the unknown. Take 3 more breaths. Slowly untuck toes, release block, put hands on your mat, walk your knees back. For the next pose, we'll take a child's pose. If you need support for the knees, get your blanket unfolded. You can always put your knees on your blanket. And then feet will open, knees will open, feet will come to touch. Lower your chest all the way down. I'm gonna do 2 blocks in front of me because I want my arm bones on the blocks to create space in my chest and letting my fingers rest. Maybe that way your forehead will touch the floor. And here I want you to visualize your lower back area. And this next cue that I'm going to give you requires no effort really. But focus on softening the lower back. So more than doing anything with the tailbone or with the muscles, just breathe into the lower back. And we're trying to target here an area that is so powerful in traditional Chinese medicine. It's called the Migmen area, that it's all about that gate of vitality and our willpower. And of course, we have a yin willpowered and a yang willpowered. So it's not always about
putting effort and hustling, but it's also about bringing the wisdom, the restoration into that journey, allowing, breathing, putting in the time to reflect and create introspection. So here, see if you can breathe into your lower back, softening the tailbone, softening your lower back muscles, and just visualizing your breath flowing into this part of your body. Knowing that we can stay in the pose not because we need to, earn rest, but because we actually need it, and really prioritizing the stillness, the pause, this reflectiveness, and seeing this as an important part of our healing journey. Not trying to force anything here, but allowing. And then start to walk your hands back, press them onto the blocks if you place them there. Slowly come up, feel, pause here for a second. So drive the crown of your head forward, your tailbone back. Feel the elongation in your lumbar, thoracic, cervical spine. And then let's just come to the floor for a moment. So I want to create a nice support for my lower back. If your blanket is too thick, just make sure this is thinner. This works for my lower back quite okay. I'm gonna try it, and otherwise I'll shift it. But I want to put my lower back on this nice bolster that I created, and then from here, just if it's okay, extend your legs all the way forward. So notice how you feel here in this supported bridge pose. If this feels okay and safe in your abdomen, lower back, just extend the legs forward and let the front of your hips open so that you can breathe into your abdomen as well. Raise your arms behind you, grab onto opposite elbows, and maybe rest here for a few seconds. Feeling that space, but at the same time compression. It's a good balance. Take one in breath. Open your mouth. Bring your left knee towards the center of your mat. Drive your right knee in. If you need to place your left foot on the floor, do that. This is a nice extra elongation in the lower back, and also we're creating flexibility and space in your left hip flexor, preparing for the next pose that we'll be taking in a few moments. But here again, continue to breathe into lower back, front of your left hip. And then just as a transition, drive your left knee in, fetal position to your left. Press up into a tall seat. If you want to use your blanket, you can sit on your blanket to reduce compression. Open your left leg out to your left and bring your right foot to the inside of your left leg. Then from here, we'll take a block, place it inside of your left leg. You can do smallest setting, medium setting, highest setting. It really depends on your flexibility. I'm going to do medium setting. And then from here, left elbow will come to block, head on your palm, right arm up and over. So you can let your fingertips drop, your elbow, your arm bone. So we're feeling the pose on your left hamstring, a bit of the side body and the outer hips as well, and your back. Focusing on the adaptability, that quality of the water element that can be still, and then it can also create so much strength. So I always like to imagine that this stillness will create healing in my life and wisdom in my life over time, with repetition, with discipline, not so much with motivation, but just as a reminder of that commitment that we all have with our yoga practice, how important it is to keep coming back and do little small acts every single day. They can be, like 10-minute meditation, 15-minute practice, 20-minute practice, something little that we can repeat over time to protect our essence, our water element, which is so precious and so important to create and to preserve those yin qualities in our lives that eventually will bring wisdom, clarity, equanimity. Seeing yin as that precious substance that creates almost everything in our bodies. So also a source of yang, chi, blood, almost anything, so important. So letting everything start with this stillness. And slowly start to make your way back to an upright position. So take your time to release top arm, lengthen your torso, and stack shoulders over hips. Maybe pause here for a moment. And then just as a rebound, turn your chest towards the front of your mat. Think of something like a half pigeon. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just to rebound. And then we'll come back to our backs. So walk knees back, get your blanket, put it on the center of your mat, and then come back to your back. Make your way into that restorative bridge pose. If it feels okay, extend your legs forward, reach your arms behind you, grab opposite elbows or opposite forearms. Feel the right side, feel the left side. Maybe the right side feels more open. Let it be about feeling that whispered or tingling sensation that represents the flow of chi through your meridians. Knowing that all of these lines are interconnected. So here we're targeting water element, kidney meridian, bladder meridian. You'll bring the foot, the right foot, towards the center of your mat. Drive your left knee into your abdomen. Again, if you need to bend the right knee, please do that. Just to create space in front of the right hip and in the lower back. Nothing too intense, please. Just be mindful of the sensation that you're creating. And go ahead and come into a fetal position towards the right. Press the foot away, come all the way up. I'm going to be facing the camera. You can face the other side of your mat. And this time we'll do right leg out to the right, left foot in. Get block, place it inside of the right leg. Play with the settings, see what serves you. Put your elbow on the block, let your head rest on your palm, left arm straight up. Bend the elbow, bend your left elbow, and let your forearm, your elbow, even your fingertips, arm bone, all hang towards the right leg. Adaptability and willpower, wisdom, nourishment, embracing the unknown. Really reaching towards right foot to create sensation in your right hamstring, even in your side body, back muscles. It's almost a lean forward, letting gravity help you, and a slight lean or tilt back. Slowly start to make your way out of the pose. Release your top arm, bring it to your thigh bone. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Come into an upright position. Just rebound here for a moment. And then we'll come into our final pose of the day. It's going to be forward fold. You're welcome to take it all the way forward. So really opening your legs, You could also bring your feet to touch. I'm just going to be taking a straddle full variation. So I'll be building a tower with my 2 blocks, and then with my blanket, can always place it in front of you to have a nice support for your forehead and your upper body, so you can really feel this in the posterior chain of the body, or those tissues that are in your back body, including hamstrings, your gastroc, and your the erectors of your spine, the muscles of the back of your neck, even the back of your skull. So if you need more height, just put more blocks, or maybe create a higher tower. This works for my flexibility, for my range of motion. And you'll go ahead and lean forward. You can let your head rest on your arms, just allowing for that melting, adaptability, and the pause. So again, as long as you're creating some sensation in your back body, you're doing the pose right. You don't have to go all the way forward. It's not about reaching for toes or anything like that. It's just more about creating a 2 to a 4 of intensity in your poses, so that we can target those tissues, and therefore the meridians that run through those tissues, and therefore the organs that are connected to those meridians and the elements of those meridians. Start making your way up and out of the pose. Take your time. If you need to, put your hands behind your hips and lean slightly back. Look slightly up to rebound. And then we're going to make our way into our final Shavasana. This one, I want to use my blocks as a tower to create some amorphart in my calf muscles, just to target those acupressure points that are linked to the meridians. Then you can, it's really cold in my house, but you can definitely, so place that meaty part of your calf on the blocks. You can put the blanket, can just like use it and cover your entire body, or you can put it on your hips. Just use it however feels cozy and comfortable, and in a way restorative. So we'll make our way into our final rest. We'll be here for about 90 seconds, unless you have more time. Shavasana.
you have more time, I highly recommend that you stay in your Shavasana for at least 5 more minutes. But if you have to finish your class with me, move your toes, move your fingers, just start to come back. Notice space in your lower back, especially. And notice space in your back body, in your mind, in your heart. And go ahead and bring your hands to prayer, taking a final moment to seal your practice, remind yourself of the wisdom that exists within you, that essence that is just precious. So honoring the connection to that part of you. And reminding you that you can trust the unknown and that you have everything you need right here to make things happen. Thank you all so much for practicing with me today, and I hope to see you back on your mat very, very, very soon. Namaste.